Best Advice campaign, brought to us by the Carbon Trust, is designed to give free advice to all businesses about how to reduce their energy consumption by 20–30%. But the wider import of the Business Advice campaign is having advice. All of us in business love to get free advice whenever we can to help us be more successful in business. Sage is involved in the Best Advice campaign because we believe that the carbon emissions issue is critically important. It's important for two reasons. One, because if we wish to recruit and retain the best conceivable talent, we need to be able to give our people every assurance that we as a business are doing our best for the environment. Secondly, saving energy saves money, so there's a practical benefit too. We've made great progress with energy efficiency savings, particularly by getting our people to recognize the role that they, each and every single one of them, can play, using their common sense, using good judgment to just be sensible about the usage of energy. If you get your own people to recognize the responsibility they have, then you're going to win. Other energy efficiency measures involve really taking every action possible to optimize the way in which we use power. So as a software company, we have a lot of energy expended in PCs, in servers, in server farms. So finding better ways in which we can organize our hardware and run it more effectively has led to great savings across the business. The measures that have made the most difference, I think, have been actually the training of our people, the education, the sharing of what it's all about. The worst advice I think I've ever received actually relates to carbon. I think there are so many cynics and skeptics out there who feel that the whole climate change argument is all a waste of time and it's just a bit of a distraction from the reality of doing business. The truth is, these days, if you wish to retain great talent in your business, you have got to have answers to the important questions of the day, and they include reducing carbon emissions. So I think that's what I would call the worst advice I ever had, was to ignore the environment. Thankfully, I chose to ignore the advice. The biggest change I've made as a result of advice received is as a consequence of a conversation that I had with a guy called Moose, who was an ex-airline pilot from Southwest Airlines. And he made the point very forcibly and very enthusiastically that businesses always got it wrong by putting the customer first, and that actually the answer was to put people first, because if your people don't get it, then your customers are never going to receive the right kind of experience. And since that advice, I've always put, or tried to put, the people agenda at the top of the business agenda. And if you get your people inspired, believing in what you're trying to do as an organization, then of course you're much more likely to achieve your corporate objectives and get great success for shareholders, for your people, for customers, for all the stakeholders in the business.